this video, we're going to explore why the down payment is important in the returns we can generate in an investment property. The example we're going to use has a house value of $239,000. The future value is $478,000, or the doubling of the value of the house over the next 10 years. That would amount to an appreciation of 7.2% annualized. With the 20% down payment, we would need $47,800. For the profit, we would see $239,000, which is the difference between the future value of the house and the present value. So the future value of our investment is going to be the combination of the down payment and our profit. So for this example, the 20% down, we would have taken our $47,800. We would still have that equity in addition to the profit, so we would have $286,800. For this example, our future value would be lower because we contributed lower at the beginning, and it would be $262,900. For this example, we'd be the $15,000 plus $239,000, or the $254,000. So if we look at the present value, which is our down payment, and the future value, which is our down payment plus the profit, we can calculate the annualized return, which is, for this example, 19.6%, 27.1% here, and 32.7% in the final example. So when we're able to use a lower down payment to control an asset, we can greatly increase our returns because we're increasing our leverage. And the improvement from using half the down payment here is 1.4 times our annualized return, and here it's 1.7. In this next part, we're going to look at a more advanced analysis of the numbers. So again, we have all the same assumptions, but the difference here is going to be that we're going to add the amortization from paying down the loan over the 10 years. So for this example here, the 20%, we have a down payment of $47,800, which would give us a loan balance of $191,200. After 10 years, the ending loan balance would be $150,000. With an appreciation of $239,000 and an amortization of paying down the debt by $40,000, we'd have a total profit of $279,500. The future value of our investment would be the original investment, which is the down payment, so $47,800, plus our profit, which would equal $327,000. That gives us an annualized return over those 10 years of 21.2%. For the 10% down payment example, now we have only a down payment of $23,900, but we have a much higher starting loan balance of $215,100. So the ending loan balance would be $169,000. Again, we'd have the same appreciation. This time we would have an amortization of $45,000 and a total profit of $284,000. So our future value would be $308,000, and we'd have an annualized return of almost 30%. But the difference here is that our monthly payment is now $1,026 instead of $913 with the higher down payment. So every single month we have to come up with another $113 for the cash flow, which over the course of the 10 years amounts to $13,500. Our new adjusted future value, with taking that out, is now 28.7%. So for the lowest down payment that we looked at, it's $15,000. So we'd have a starting loan balance of $224,000 and an ending loan balance of $176,500. So the appreciation again is $239,000. The amortization is a pay down of $47,500, and so we'd have a total profit of $286,500. The future value of our investment is $301,500, which gives us an annualized return of 36%. Monthly payment for this investment is higher, so now it's $156 higher, and the reduction in cash flow would be $18,700 over the course of the investment. $286,000 future value on our of just $15,000 gives us an annualized return of 34.3%. So as you can see, you can add 13% to your annualized return. So every year for 10 years, you'd make an additional 13% just by having a down payment of $15,000 instead of $47,800. If you can, instead of having one down payment and one house for $47,800, you could also have one down payment of $15,000. That still leaves you with $30,000 of capital, and you could do another deal with the 15% down payment, and then after that you could do a third deal. So instead of just doing one deal, you could do 3 times as much. What are the advantages of low down payments? You have a reserve to cover unexpected costs. So this can include repairs, vacancies, increases in taxes, anything that's unforeseen, and you might need cash in the future. Next, you have less at risk because the lender has more at risk. So if you have a 50% down payment and you lose the house, you lost 50%. But if you had 0% down payment and you lose the house, you didn't lose anything. So if you want to sell to somebody using owner financing, it's easier to find somebody with a small down payment that can purchase the house from you. So if you put down 10% and you find somebody else that can put down 10%, you just got your down payment back. Now you've sold the house. Next, you can do more deals if you utilize your capital. So instead of doing, if you had $100,000 and your down payments were $50,000, you could do 2 deals. But if you could use half the down payments, you could now do 4 deals. Finally, your returns are increased. So increasing your returns will help you reach your goals faster. If your returns are 2%, it takes 35 years to double your money. 20% returns, you can double your money in 3.8 years. And if you can get 30% returns, you can double your money in just 2.5 years. This is what it looks like if you started with $100,000 of capital and you grew the money at 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%, and 30%. So as you see, there's an exponential aspect to this, and the compounding of money, as Einstein said, is the 8th wonder of the world. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.